Well, at least Goki doesn't have Goblin, right? Ha ha. Fuck Goki. So in today's video, I decided, well, YCS 200 just finished, and why don't we do a recap? So in today's video, I'm going to cover the good, the bad, and the ugly of YCS 200. I'm not really going to talk about, like, individuals, although I will say Manav definitely deserved to win that event. I think he's a great player, but besides that, I wanted to go over the top 64, so we're going to pull a CMO, and here's the top 64. So, we got 27 Sky Striker, 15 Goki, 6 Altergeist, 4 TrueDraco, 4 Trickstart, 2 Paleozoic Frog, 2 Dark Warrior, and 4 others. So, obviously, we see that there are 27 people playing Sky Striker, and while this may be a lot of people, because obviously, I mean, Sky Striker is the most represented deck at this event, right? However, I am not surprised by this. Sky Strikers didn't really get hurt much on the ban list. Even though Hornet is now limited, that's all they really were hurt by. Besides that, Engage is still at 3, Ray is still at 3, all their core essential pieces are still at 3, and the deck is still very consistent. Engage and multi-roll are still really absurd, and Sky Striker is just a notch above the rest. And actually, I'm gonna hold off as to why Sky Striker are the best deck right now, because that's probably going to be tomorrow's video or the day after. I don't fucking know. But yeah, okay. Goki. We got 15 people playing Goki at this event, and Daniel Ramirez was second place. Okay, so Goki is second most represented, and while, like, Goki did lose Goblin, they can still combo pretty hard. I feel like there's not one defined combo anymore. There's not really a good 2-card combo anymore, because, like, without Goblin, it's just not nearly as good. Like, Goblin, normal summon Ibli, special Goblin from the grave was so good. Goblin was just that essential core piece to extending the combo. But now that Goblin's gone, Goki really, honestly, it got hurt. While it still can, like, break boards and still can flow and do a bunch of Link shenanigans, it's most certainly the best Link deck right now. However, there's another deck that we'll get to later that I honestly think is going to become really good soon. I feel like Goki was so good at this YCS because of Summon Sword. Because Summon Sorcerers isn't legal outside of North America, I feel like Goki's way better in North America. Altergeist took up 6 spots out of the top 64, which I found really interesting, actually. To be honest, I'm not surprised by there being 6 Altergeist players. Like, to be real here, Altergeist is the second best deck in the OCG. And even though Altergeist is the second best deck in the OCG, I do understand why Altergeist is the third best deck in the TCG as of right now, at least in my opinion. Goki is still really powerful, and with that, Altergeist just, it's hard to keep up sometimes. We have 4 TrueDraco, the other anti-meta deck of the format, besides actual anti-meta. No, but anyways, TrueDraco is really good. Still, it didn't get touched on the recent list. They didn't really gain anything. But overall, I'm not surprised to see 4 TrueDraco. I'm not surprised to see the 4 Trickstart either. I think Trickstart, it shouldn't come as a surprise. It didn't really get hurt much on the list, but I assume it's not Sky Striker Trickstar anymore. However, Trickstar is still a really good deck. It definitely is not the best deck anymore. The reason why Trickstar was ever the best deck is because of the Sky Striker engine. But now the Sky Striker engine isn't at full power, and with that, Trickstars have gone down a lot. Not to mention, as the format has evolved and as the new ban list has come out, Trickstar got a lot worse on the new ban list. It's just they aren't able to keep up anymore. Last format, the format started with Sky Striker Trickstar being the best deck, and slowly over time, it started becoming the third best deck, which was pretty surprising. However, then again, it wasn't surprising because the deck was just a notch below the others. I think the most surprising thing was the 2 Paleozoic Frog players in the top 64. I'm very surprised by this. I think Paleozoic Frogs is a great deck, and I guess you could say the reason why it did well is because it's anti-meta. Now, don't get me wrong. Totally Awesome is still a very powerful card. I'm just honestly surprised by this. I wasn't expecting this, but I guess, like, to be fair, there are 12 anti-meta decks in the top 64, and it's just a matter of what's your preference. cards. The last deck, which I think is really interesting, is Dark Warrior. So the idea of this deck is you can use Isolde and summon Shadow Mist from your deck and use Malicious, make Gumblar, make Darklaw. It's a really cool deck. By using the toolbox of dark monsters, it combines for a great mix. Just a great mix of overall really powerful dark monsters. You got the likes of Malicious, Shadow Mist, Armageddon Knight to send these cards. You have so many options with this deck, and it's just so good. However, I want to say, with the introduction of the new Phantom Knight Link, I don't fucking know what that name is. The new Phantom Knight Link is really good, and so I think this deck's gonna get a big boost by that. Trust me, that card is actually absurd. Like, I feel like the deck's gonna become much more heavily focused on the Phantom Knight portion of the deck. We also have 4 other decks. I have literally no fucking clue what those decks are, but yeah. So like this was a really bad video. I'm sorry guys. I just really felt like giving my opinions on YCS 200 in Columbus. I think YCS 200 Columbus was a good event, and yes, this is specifically YCS 200 Columbus. I am not talking about the other 2 ones. So like go watch Mega Capital G or something when he uploads a video about it. But anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Just a quick recap about YCS 200. Fuck Goki, and I'll see you guys next time.